Alright, here comes the fun part. We've got to bolt the crossbeam in and figure out a way to get it in here. So what I'm going to do, I'll tell you what this does. I'm going to hang it off of its little dangly there to keep the piece in place here, so that way it's easier to install. This is the crossbar that goes across the back of the seat rail here in order to activate both Canopy latch pins. And let's see, we'll just put this in here temporarily. Okay. Now it should be easier.
But what you can't see is the black plastic piece that's illustrated in the diagram, and that's what holds it to the vertical member there with 2 A and 3 bolts.
I really don't know how this is going to get bolted in. Someone with tiny fingers. Oh no.
And we're going to struggle with this for a little bit, trying to figure out how to get the little MS-24012 nut in there, and then I realize what I need.
HEMOSTATS!
Yeah, HEMOSTATs. Little, locking tweezers in order to sort of just hold that in place, to just start threading the nut on there. Looks like I don't do... Yeah, I'm trying to use the wrench on this side. I really should have made a miniature socket. That would have been the smart thing to do here, or rather shaved off the front of a socket so I could easily push it in with the wrench or with the electric screwdriver. Either way. Yeah, these are a major fun part. Not to mention the other side is I think I just sort of stuck it in place on the other side. It was not easy to hold it in place. I had to hang this side just to sort of get it to start, and I must have put the bolts through on the other side to sort of keep it in place. So the thing just pivots on this little black plastic box, and that pivot, as you can see, drives the arm of the canopy pin in and out of that hole that's above. And of course the arm is driven off of the canopy latch on the pilot side of the airplane. And now it's just a matter of figuring out which hole that I want to use for how much activation. And I think I revised that later once I put the pins in place. Learned what I had from the other side, yet I'm still trying to do it without using hemostats. I am an idiot. What am I doing here? Why would you do this, Ryan? You just did it the right way, and now you're struggling to do it the wrong way again? Okay, we've learned. We've evolved. Oh, jeez. And we've devolved. Oh, what fun. Yeah, this is where I realized, I should have just used a different tool. Here we go. That'll just drive it on. At least then I can get some progress.
Thank you. Finally threaded on.
Yeah. No fun. At least these don't have to be torqued because they're just, and 3 bolts with a metal locking nut on the other side, and it's in plastic, so they're not going to be, they're not going to have a real torque spec. It's just as long as they're not loose, floating in the bolt holes. It's fine. And yeah, it's just bolt these things up and then figure out what needs to be done from the canopy side. Or on the adjustment. Put some screws in up top. Oh, we're going to actually put the pins in. Okay. Fun. Those are castle nuts. So that should be fun to put a castle nut on the... Yeah, I remember that was a pain as well, is trying to put a castle nut and a cotter pin on there. All right, that's it for this one. See you next time.